Hi, this is Scott, and this is your thought for the day. How are you doing with these weeks of quarantine? Getting a little cabin fever? Perhaps feeling some isolation or loneliness? Struggling with patience? One of the things that God is doing in the middle of this pandemic is He is quietening all of our circumstances because we can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. We can't engage with the normal recreational type of activities. And so life is becoming more quiet, and we're gaining capacities to see and hear things that we wouldn't normally see or hear when our lifestyle is too busy. In short, God is stripping away distractions. Recently, a friend said to me, "You know what? I'm a more angry person than what I knew. I thought I was kind of a chill, laid-back guy, but now that I've been in this stay home, stay healthy phase, I find myself with these little outbursts of anger." Well, my friend is not alone. A lot of us are gaining capacity to see and to hear in ways that we're getting in touch with some of the broken places of our lives. And the reason that Jesus would show us anything that is broken in our lives is so that He could bring healing to it. That's the purpose of revelation, for Him to be able to be engaged in our life. There's a story that tells of Jesus one day going to a pool by the name of Bethesda. There were a lot of invalids that gathered around this pool because there was a legend that said occasionally an angel would stir the waters with his finger, and the first person that could get into the stirred waters would be healed. When Jesus arrived at the pool, sure enough, there were many invalids gathered around, but He went right to one particular man who was lying on a pallet and had been that way for 38 years. And Jesus looked at him in the eyes and He said, "Do you want to be healed?" What a question. For 38 years he's been crippled. He's been sitting at the pool of Bethesda with some kind of hope of healing and transformation. And yet Jesus would ask him, "Do you want to be healed?" And notice the man's response. He didn't say, "Yes, of course I do. Thank you." But instead he said, "When the waters are stirred, I have no one to help me get into the water." So in response to Jesus' question, the man doesn't say yes or no. Instead, he offers an excuse. Do you want to be healed of anger? "Oh, but you don't know how mad she makes me." Do you want to be healed of selfishness? Well, we have to take care of ourselves, don't we? Do you want to be healed of unforgiveness? You have no idea what that person did to me. You see, instead of answering yes or no, we tend to reply with excuses that we've learned to adapt our lives to. You see, if an invalid lives crippled for 38 years, that's the only way he knows how to do life. He can't imagine living a healed life. How long have you lived with the broken things that are a part of your life? Can you imagine a changed life? Listen, God is at work in this pandemic. And my encouragement and my hope for you is that you will not waste this pandemic, but in the stripping away of all the distractions that God is doing, would you, with fresh eyes and fresh ears, look and listen to see where there are broken places in your life? Because as Jesus reveals these things to us, He is also saying, "Now, do you want to be healed?" My prayer is that you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a heart that is responsive to the invitations of our Lord.